Welcome to all of our guests who are joining us today. This is series number 2 in 4 throughout 2022, a new webinar series that Roto has embarked upon. And today we're going to be doing Cranking with Roto, which is going to take a deep look into the casement and awning category throughout North America. I want everybody to know that we're planning to tape this particular session. Afterwards, it will be loaded onto Roto North America's YouTube channel and available for future viewing. Let's take a look at the folks from Roto that you have in front of you today on the Zoom call. John Chaya has been with Roto for well over 20 years at this point, providing superior technical support and service to our casement and awning customers throughout the United States and Canada. John's going to take over about halfway through the webinar. We also have Amanda Tufeku. Amanda is our marketing communications specialist. She's going to be supporting us today. Throughout the webinar, if you have any questions or comments, please use the chat function and direct that question or comment directly to Amanda. Then when we wrap things up in a Q&A session, we'll take those questions and John and I will do our best to give a response. I have been with Roto now for about 15 years, and my main responsibility is Director of Sales. I also support our customer service teams in both Chester and Mississauga, Ontario, as well as our warehouse here in Connecticut. So for our agenda today, basically we have 5 sections. First off, we're going to take a look at some market data about the casement and awning category throughout North America. Then we'll delve into a bit about Roto to make sure everybody is comfortable with who Roto is. We'll then dig even deeper into the Roto product portfolio for the casement and awning category. Importantly, in the 4th chapter, we'll look at some services that we offer. We don't just produce and sell hardware. We also have some very strong services that we can offer to our customers. Finally, we'll have a conclusion with a Q&A session at the end today. So let's take a look at some market data. For the past 15, 20 years, Roto has utilized the Ducker report, now published by FGIA. The full report comes out every other year. And fortunately for the webinar timing, the latest Ducker report was released just about 2-3 weeks ago. So if we look at the US market for residential windows in total, you can see that in 2021, approximately 57 million units were produced. Now, I want to first point out that we add a 15% kicker to the Ducker volume numbers for the United States. That's our planning assumption that Canada represents about 15%. You can see that since 2017, residential window units have grown at an average about 4% per year. But notably, from 2020 to 21, we saw about an 8.6% jump. We all know how busy it's been throughout the pandemic. The demand for fenestration products has been very strong. And then, Ducker is projecting a nominal increase from 21 to 22. Certainly, if the first half of this year is any indication, I believe that increase will be much stronger. Of the mix of all residential windows produced in North America, 16% are comprised between casement and awning. And throughout the pandemic, new construction growth has outpaced the remodeling and replacement sector. Now we'll take a step deeper and look specifically at the casement and awning units. You can see with casement from 2019 to 2021, the market experienced a 26% growth. Tremendous, significant growth there. Of that growth, you can see the center pink category represents the PVC or vinyl windows, is the predominant share. The awning window represented a much more tame growth, I would say, in unit production of 2%. But certainly you can still see PVC as a predominant material. PVC makes up about 61% of the total mix. So a lot of focus tends to take place in that category. And the strong growth number on casement of 26% over the last few years suggests a very strong remodeling market. Quick look at the primary frame materials for casement and awning windows. As mentioned, PVC tends to have the predominant share. It's 61%. Then we have wood, aluminum clad, and then straight aluminum, perhaps for high rises, residential high rises such as condominiums. And because PVC represents such a large share, we thought it would be worth noting the array of PVC extruders at the bottom of your screen. There are many throughout the industry, and Roto works very closely with all of them to achieve a fit, form, and function and put forth a bill of materials with each extruder partner. Very important slide here. We're going to take a look at some industry trends throughout North America that relate to casement and awning windows and tend to help us align our products and services going forward. First of all, as we know, taller, wider, and heavier casement and awning windows are the theme. These larger units require robust and innovative hardware solutions. Energy performance standards becoming much more rigorous today, which leads into an increase in triple glazing. All of this ties into size and weight of the units overall. Even though the units are getting bigger, the ease of functionality remains. There's a lot of focus on ADA requirements to maintain operating forces at 5 pounds or less. This becomes a challenge for all parties. The hardware is becoming more contemporary overall. Somewhat gone are the days of the rounded style of hardware. Now you see much more squared off right angles. And tying in with that is the color palette. I think we've all experienced that black is really in today when you look at windows. And actually, even shades of brass and gold are making a huge comeback. Now, we sell to the OEM fabricators, and we know firsthand that consistent and efficient hardware installation is key for them in order to produce units that will have fit, form, and function and good operational value once they're installed in the field. Providing jigs and fixtures to help locate hardware accurately and consistently is very important. Another trend is the smart home and automation technologies. We hear about it every day. We see it more and more common. This is affecting the hardware as to how the windows are actuated in a remote, smart environment. This trend will continue to evolve and grow. The other thing that we hear from customers on a regular basis is that a hardware system is the preferential route. What I mean by system is, as we'll look in a minute, there are multiple subcategories of hardware for a casement window. Combining the hardware of those subcategories from one supplier can best lead to optimal fit, form, and function. And later on in the presentation, John will touch on contract manufacturing, which is becoming popular today with many fabricators who have the desire to create a specific look or functionality for their products. Now we're going to take a look at Roto. Who is Roto overall? Parent company Roto Frank, founded in Stuttgart, Germany in 1935. Wilhelm Frank the founder, invented the hardware to actuate a tilt and turn window. In Europe, a tilt and turn window is analogous to our single and double hung windows here in North America. There is tremendous engineering and robust supply chain capacities and capabilities on a global scale within the Roto Group. We have some 14 manufacturing sites around the globe, strategically located. We choose to add value at every turn where we can with our fabricators to get closer to them for good collaboration. I also want to note at the bottom here, there's a mention about the ANOA Smart Sliding Hardware System. Our first webinar series took place in February, and it was about sliding with Roto. We looked at the sliding patio door market segment throughout North America. And the ANOA hardware was a focus in that particular webinar. And a recording of that can be seen also on Roto North America's YouTube channel. Now let's hone in on Roto North America. We were founded here in North America in 1979 with our facility in Chester, Connecticut. Over the years, some evolution took place. And starting in about 2004, 2005, the primary focus became window and door hardware. In 2012, we made a significant acquisition of Fasco die-cast metals in Mississauga, Canada. This came at a time when it cemented Roto's commitment to the North American market. Today, we have three core product groups. First one is casement and awning, which we're going to talk a lot about today. The second, sliding patio door. Again, that was the theme of our first webinar series in February. And then tilt and turn windows and the entire Euro product category, which will be a focus item of an upcoming webinar series later this year. Overall, we strive to offer excellence in window and door hardware to our customers throughout the United States and Canada. Let's take a look into our mission here in North America. We conduct regular surveys and discussions with our customers. We want to understand what our customers value for purchasing criteria when they make a determination who they're going to do business with. So we have identified through the eyes of our customers 6 main purchasing criteria. The first 2 relate to products, product quality, product performance. Very, very important. The third is lead time. Lead time has been a discussion point that many companies have been challenged over the last 2 years during the pandemic, ourselves included. Number 4 is response time. How quickly does a supplier respond to a customer when they have an inquiry, or more importantly, a concern? Availability of product is a key factor that ties to lead time, only goes a bit further. Does the supplier have small quantities of product on the shelf at any moment to help a customer get through a peak time with their customer base? And number 6, engineering and technical support, which is near and dear to John's heart as he has provided this on a superior level for many, many years here at Roto. In the end, we strive to supply high product quality and high service quality to give our customers the best value proposition possible. What we're going to do now is look at about a minute-long video that'll highlight a few different competencies that we have in our manufacturing facility here in Connecticut. When customers visit us here for the first time, a common comment from them is, wow, we didn't know that you manufactured this much here. We thought you were more of a traded good warehouse distribution operation. So we're going to start this and we're going to take through a little commentary. First of all, this is one of our 5-axis lasers. that's cutting arms for our operators. Here we have a stamping machine. At this point, it happens to be cutting arms for our HGO5 hinge. This is one of our pallet lines where we're applying a silicone bead to our operator to connect the base and the cover. Next, we do a fair amount of injection molded parts here. For example, all of the guide housings and the strikers for our casement program are done here. Our sash lifter, which is a popular device, is injection molded in-house. And then with our lock bars, after they've been powder coat painted, we do a flatness check to make sure the bowing does not exceed standard expectations of our customers. That's a quick snapshot of some of the manufacturing capabilities we have in Connecticut. Now we're going to shift a little bit and take a deeper look into some of the products that comprise our casement and awning portfolio. First of all, there's 3 subcategories. I mentioned this in the start. In order to optimize the fit, form, and function for a casement and awning window, putting these 3 subcategories in unison does tremendous benefit for the fabricator and their customers once the window is installed in the field. First subcategory, or the engine, if you will, are the operators. Roto has a myriad of operator styles that we'll take a closer look at. And the locking system. Fantastic opportunity to separate one's window performance from their competition through the utilization of an optional part called the casement corner drive. And we'll look further into that. Then finally, the hinges. Nobody really cares too much about the hinges until there's a problem. It tends to be an undervalued component within the hardware system. But we'll delve into some of the options we have on the hinge subcategory. So let's take a look at the xdrive OP06 operating system. This is our first generation operator. It was designed and began to be manufactured here in Connecticut in 2006. This is a very narrow footprint of an operator, and it's a fully sealed housing, so it does not require the addition of a cover cap. Yes, of course, you can add cover caps and multiple crank handles, as shown to the right, but the cover cap is not required, which gives a customer, perhaps a customer that focuses on new construction, the ability to have a just right product. The OP06 is available in cold roll steel or 300 series stainless steel for a complete coastal package. As I mentioned, the footprint is key here because the dimension left to right is probably the most narrow footprint in the industry. And there's dual fixing available where you can screw the operator down into the tower vertically and horizontally. And that provides the ultimate in security and stability in the functionality of that window. Let's now take a look at our OP08E, stands for Evolve. The OP08 was designed and implemented first in 2016. This was a direct development in relation to requests from many customers. This is a dimensional equivalent footprint to other operators in the marketplace. You can see here on the left that there is a skeletal base that requires the addition of a cover cap and, of course, then a crank handle. An interesting feature here shows that the design has the gear basically side down, and this prevents any buildup of dirt and dust from collecting in the gear teeth and helps prolong the effective functionality over time in the field. Very important design criteria here for the operator. These operator arms are cut on the same 5-axis lasers as the OP06. And these are a couple of the traditional and contemporary style cover caps and crank handles that are available. Again, similar to the OP06, available in cold roll steel and 300 series stainless. I do like to point out that not only in the OP08, but also the OP06, we have a narrow dual arm operator. This is a sometimes underutilized operator variant that can provide similar superior functionality for a narrower casement between 19 and 24 inches wide. Our newest operating system, the OP10. This is set to be launched later on this summer, perhaps August, maybe September time period. Again, driven by demand from a lot of our PVC fabricators who happen to also produce an aluminum casement window. This will be a face mount operator manufactured with the same precision laser cut arms as our OP06 and OP08. Now the diagram here on the right-hand side compares and contrasts the styles. This is our OP08. You can see that has a base that extends through the tower of the window. The base is approximately 1/8 inch in height. Whereas you can see the new OP10 for aluminum profiles, because the cavity is so tight, we've eliminated that base, creating the surface mount attachment. And you can see here the backside schematic that there are 4 screw holes that allow the fastening to the frame. For enhanced stability, there will be a back plate available with the operator. And it will also come with an optional gasket for superior sealing. This OP10 will be available in split arm, straight arm, and awning variants. Awning windows. Awnings have become very popular for us at Roto, despite the fact, as shown early in the presentation, that market data suggests the growth of awnings over the last couple of years has been minimal. We've seen tremendous additional activity for this operator variant with our customer base. We are just in the verge of launching a brand new bracket that will significantly upgrade the performance of the operator. This bracket will be much more intuitive to connect and disconnect, both on the fabrication floor and also in the field. This again comes from listening to our customers and taking the appropriate action to upgrade a specific part. This particular bracket will be made of stainless steel only. The screw attachment will create a very stable and a much enhanced strength of the part itself over the last generation bracket. Very excited about this new product. Let's take a look at some unique crank handle options that we bring to the market. First 2 images are of our lockout crank handle. This is very innovative and patented. Probably about 2015, 2016, we did a lot of research in the market. We took as many competitive crank handles that had a folding functionality to about 135 degrees and did some testing. It was found that almost every single handle wanted to collapse in your hand when you were cranking open or cranking close a sash. What we did is we designed a plunger on the back side of the handle that gives you an easy depression. When the handle is in the open position, the plunger locks the nut open. Can't compress in your hand when you're cranking. Then when you depress the plunger, close down the handle, it's very intuitive from a functionality standpoint. The other crank handle we want to talk a little bit about is the Easy Grip crank handle. This comes in very nice when a fabricator has an ADA application that you're looking to satisfy. It has a very large knob on the end of the crank and provides easier access and easier functionality of the cranking mode. Locking system, something we do extremely well here at Roto, I will say, and a very important subcategory of the casement and awning mix. Our lock bars come with the guide housings pre-installed. We have lock points that are adjustable, cold roll steel, stainless steel, an array of configurations for fit, form, and function in multiple profile systems. The corner drive, which I'm going to show you in a very brief video, is a tremendous opportunity for a fabricator to separate themselves from their competition. It could enhance product performance. It could enhance marketing performance. It can simply create differentiation for you. Let's take a quick look at the functionality of the lock bar and then the corner drive system. See the very standard operation of the lock handle. As you go up the window, you can see how the bar glides between the guide housings and then attaches to our corner drive. You can see here there's a connecting link arm that attaches to the top lock point of your tie bar, then onto the corner drive itself. And it creates a lock point about 4 inches from the top of the window consistently. It's a stainless steel ribbon, very little friction in the travel of the corner drive. And some fabricators even choose to put a small lock bar at the head of the window for enhanced performance. Fantastic optional part for the locking system overall. Let's take a look at some of the lock handles that we have available, really 4 today. The LH15 is our lock handle for wood windows. Due to the intricate design of a wood window, the lock handle needs to be designed in a different way overall than the handles for your PVC and aluminum windows. LH08 is our tried and true lock handle. This has been in the market since 2006. Some customers still use it today. Absolutely love it. It's a great performing handle. We launched the LH19 about 2.5, 3 years ago. This particular handle is more contemporary in design. And the fork system is being upgraded to include a zinc material versus the current composite. LH20 is our newest lock handle to the lineup. This is, again, listening to the trends in the market, listening to feedback from customers. There is a desire for a low profile lock handle. Now, what does low profile mean exactly? Down here, and I know this is an eye test, but I'll just highlight one number. The low profile lock handle, or LH20, stands about 11 millimeters proud off the frame, as compared to almost 21 millimeter and 22 for the LH19 and the LH08. We also designed this flare tip at the end of the lock handle lever. This provides very easy access for the end user to open and close the handle. This particular handle, we just received our initial stock on one of the white colors, and the additional 5 or 6 colors will be coming in over the next 30 to 60 days. Now what I'm going to do is turn the presentation over to John Chaya. He's going to take a look at our hinges and then some other categories related to the casement and awning program. And then again, when he finishes up, we'll take a look at any questions or comments that any of you have today and do our best to answer those. John, it's all up to you.
Thank you, Dan, and thank you everybody for attending this webinar. I'm excited to be a part of it. Moving on to this slide is 2-bar hinges. As Dan mentioned, the hinge is one of the 3 main parts to a casement and awning window. It basically established the movable connection between the frame and sash. Roto offers many different variants in the HGO6 family, including standard, heavy duty, and supreme. The CRS painted and stainless steel, 300 series stainless steel. The 10-inch and 14-inch are standard. The 14-inch is a heavy duty, and the 14-inch is also supreme, only available in stainless steel. All hinge variants are available in washability and egress variants. Friction variants are also available in different sizes, 14 inches up to 22 inches. The HGO6 has a proven history of reliability and superior performance. All HGO6s, all tracks offer a built-in flare feature that acts as a lead-in for the hinge arm shoe. Now, this may seem like a trivial feature, but it's actually pretty innovative. What it does is it saves, it has a big impact on the manufacturer, and it saves time in the end when you try to marry the frame to the sash. And we're all about saving time and money for the customer. All hinges are adjustable via 4 millimeter, with a Allen key on the top, as shown on the picture to the left, or using a 3/8 inch custom wrench that Roto offers. The adjustability, total adjustability, is 4 millimeters, and so that's 2 millimeters per side, and that's the most in the industry. Dan mentioned that one of the trends has been manufacturers and customers looking to build bigger and heavier windows. Roto is trying to meet those demands. For example, the Supreme hinge holds a 200 up to a 200-pound sash. Easily the strongest 2-bar hinge in the market. The real beauty of our hinge family, HGO6 hinge family, is that they're all plug and play. They all share the same hole patterns, screw ports, and dimensional installation between all of them. This particular slide shows the difference between washability and egress. More times than none, this creates a lot of confusion and people don't really understand the difference. Well, this picture pretty much is worth 1,000 words. This basically shows the difference. And in essence, the washability hinge variant slides and pivots. So the end result when the sash is fully open allows the homeowner to wash the exterior of the window from inside the house. That's shown on the left. Off to the right is the egress window. Basically, this hinge mainly just pivots so that the end result when the sash is fully open creates a wider or greater net clear opening for the homeowner. And this is especially important when you're trying to meet egress codes, not only in the US, but also Canada. Basically wanted to share this and explain that Roto offers hinge variants for both options. Continuing on with hinges, this shows our 4-bar hinge. This is a fairly new program for us out of Germany. It's an expanding hinge program used mainly in commercial applications. These hinges can support sash weights up to 400 pounds. They're only available in a 16 millimeter nominal stack height, which is the industry standard basically for aluminum commercial windows. They're also available in lengths from 8 inches all the way up to 26 inches long. Also available with this program is a commonly used restrictor or limit device as shown in the picture to the left. Moving on in with the hinge theme, what you see here is a unique and growing application, which we call the hybrid casement. As Dan mentioned earlier, windows are getting bigger and heavier. And what this does, this particular application combines European heritage and innovation along with North American window technology. The effective result is a fast action, smooth operating system. This can open and close a window with as little as 7 turns of the crank handle. The sash can be opened a full 90 degrees and it can be limited with restrictors. It's a concealed hinge, much like our other hinges. The advantage with this hinge is offers adjustability within 3 directions: horizontally or laterally, vertically or height-wise, and outward and inward, being able to adjust the sash compression, all of which none of the other hinges can do. Also, because it's not as long as other hinges, it offers more clearance with our straight arm operators. And what this does, it allows the hardware cavity to be more compact, so that the sight line is smaller, creating a greater viewing experience. This particular slide we wanted to share with you, as Dan mentioned, the growing trend is darker colors. And what you see here is us experimenting and exploring the idea of products with different colors. For example, you see the bronze cover cap with the dark colored crank handle. Same with the lock handle. This is a growing trend and certainly something we are exploring. There's a demand out there, and certainly the good thing is that with Roto's flexibility within our processes and products, we're able to constitute custom color options to satisfy the market trends. So basically, we have a lot of control over what we can and can't do. We wanted to share this with you just to get some feedback on your thoughts, not only for the aesthetic components, but also beyond that, the connecting parts, the arms, the operator arms, the hinge arms, the lock bar, etc. Wanted to get some input and feedback whether or not the dark color is the new trending color. This particular slide shows some of our accessories for casement and awning. Off to the left, we have our compression snubber. This is a simple and effective product. It ensures tighter sealing opposite the locking side. This is really important when it, in terms of testing for air and water. It's available in stainless steel or powder coated steel. To complement that, we have our impact snubber. This has superior holding power under negative loads, aka hurricane conditions. Also, for security purposes, it makes it more difficult to jimmy the sash open. Also installed opposite the lock system. These are also available in stainless steel and powder coated versions. The third accessory is our sash lifter. This is a unique product. It has a double roller design that reduces friction from traditional lifter blocks that you see within the industry. So that makes this product more effective. It creates a proper alignment if the sash happens to sag. Very popular product for us, and we're excited about this. It's offered in both 7/16 and 1/2 inch heights, and also colors white and black. The next accessory is basically our hinge stop. This is another small yet important feature or product accessory that installs within the hinge tracks of our HGO6 hinges. And this basically secures the sash should something happen, some sort of failure, that it'll prevent the sash from falling out of the frame. And lastly is our opening restrictor, very popular product when code requires limiting the sash to 4 inches. Again, mainly used in commercial applications. It limits the sash opening as required, available in stainless steel only. To summarize as Dan mentioned earlier, we have 3 subcategories, and each is individually as a premium product, whether it's our OPO 6, OPO 8, or OPO 10. Together, the goal is to combine this as a system. When you combine all these 3 together, what you get is an unbeatable, high quality, high performance system. Next, I'd like to talk a little bit about our services that we offer. To complement Roto's high quality products, we also offer high quality services. So let's talk a little bit about application support. From the very start of an opportunity to completion and beyond, we interface closely with our customers and extruder partners. We provide valuable hardware solutions to meet customer needs. We also want to understand their goals so that we don't over specify products or under specify products. With over 24 variants of lock bar guides and strikers, we will find the perfect combination for the profile. Number 3, we provide timely technical support via phone, email, Zoom, or in person. This ties into the 6 key buying criteria, as Dan mentioned earlier. This is actually number 4, response time, and number 6, technical support. We don't just specify hardware, come up with hardware solutions. We actually qualify them. We apply the solutions to sample windows in order to qualify the application. And this is actually very important because a lot of times what you see on paper doesn't actually always represent what you see in person. So that this is really big. Beyond that, we conduct on-site customer visits to support customer conversion process, not only for new conversions, but if you wanted to change or transition to a different part, we will be there to support that. We provide installation training, again, on-site or remotely. We troubleshoot existing applications, and we perform application technical analysis to ensure best practices. What this is a program we started back in 2017, pre-pandemic, and it was pretty well received. Basically, we would come in and sort of oversee the installation process without interrupting production. So it usually takes about an hour, and what we'll do is we'll take down dimensions just in case something has wandered, or for whatever reason. We take down dimensions and we take that back and compare that to the drawing specifications to make sure that everything's in order, make sure that there's no red flags anywhere. At times there's areas that will require a little bit of attention, and what we'll do is we'll write up a report and the customer will get that back. We create application drawings, and what these do, they show all the critical dimensions. These are basically the roadmap for the customer that understands where the hardware has to be, and it also includes part numbers and pretty much everything that they need. We also offer on-site testing, lab support. If you're sending your window out to be certified at a lab, we will, upon request, certainly attend that test and support it should something go wrong. Beyond that, we also offer a tooling program, and we support this through our application program because they tie together. This is an overview of our jigs and fixtures, part of our tooling program. Very important. We started this a while back, and also, as Dan mentioned earlier, this is a trending program. It's grown throughout the years because people and manufacturers want to make sure that their hardware is installed accurately and consistently. A lot of these parts, our jigs, are cut on our laser machines. And by utilizing these jigs, you can do this, you can install the hardware after or post weld instead of pre-weld. So in essence, this eliminates an entire process. If you're dimpling or if you're pre-drilling, if you have a process like that, you could pretty much eliminate that whole process, create some necessary floor space out on the factory simply by using these jigs. And off to the left, you see a few examples of some of our striker jigs. Basically, the design encapsulates the strikers so that it positions them accurately, both horizontally and vertically. These type of jigs are non-handed, and they're identified also using our laser so that they can easily be identified depending on the height of the window. Also, they're numbered to correspond with the application layout. So it's definitely a fantastic thing. We also offer 2-in-1 locating jigs, which you see up in the top picture is one example using our 3D printer. This locates both the sash bracket and the sash track. Fantastic product. More times than none, it's non-handed, and it positions the track and bracket simultaneously. Also not shown, but we do offer is our hinge locating jig. It's basically aluminum design, fits on the corner of the sash, and you basically hit it with a hammer and it creates the first dimple for the first screw porthole of the hinge arm. It's made with a hardened steel pin and bushing for durability. It's also non-handed design. We also offer, for those of you who have a copy router, we offer a copy router template. We also cut on our laser. What this does is traces the lock handle and operator openings as needed. Testing. We take testing very seriously, and we test all new products before hitting the market. Off to our left we're just going to show a little video of one particular test. This is our cycle test that basically cycles our operators to meet AMA requirements. We have 2 of these constantly going at all times, not only for new products, but also to randomly check existing products to make sure that everything is in order. These cycle testers can be modified or altered to test other products. For example, we're developing a new hung product, so we're actually going to cycle test on this as well. So we have a fully staffed and fully equipped testing lab. We also do first piece inspections daily. Basically, within the course of a day, if you walk out to the factory, you'll see that at any given time, we're testing or inspecting every order that comes to our building. Not only orders, customer orders, but also incoming parts. And Roto has the ability to test customers' window should they need some sort of custom test. We also conduct hardware load tests. All of this is done in-house. This also provides the data we need to understand our hardware combinations and limitations. The data we collect helps us create this application matrix. This matrix is basically used as a guideline for our customers to identify what combination of operator and hinge can be used to meet their needs. This is located on our website, and it's a controlled document that we continuously revise as we develop new products. Again, use this as a guideline for selecting hardware combinations. Okay, thank you. Finally, contract manufacturing. This is also a training and growing program that we offer. Many window and door manufacturers desire to create a unique look or custom look, and one way to do so is via aesthetics and hardware. Whether it's a logo or a color or a brand new piece of hardware, rather than invest in their own manufacturing resources to build the unique hardware, customers can come to us, and they can lean on us from the start to the end and in between to manage all of the processes needed to develop a new product. Again, we utilize our resources and manufacturing capabilities. And Roto does have a vast global network of manufacturing capabilities. I encourage any customer interested in this to take part in this program. At this point, we'll now enter a question answering session. So Dan, over to you.
Great, John. Thank you very much. Nice job. I can sense the popularity of your services growing by listening to the presentation. That's fantastic. So what we'd like to do now, folks, is have Amanda basically read out some of the questions or comments that we've received throughout the session. And either John or myself will do our best to address that. Amanda, over to you.
All right, well, our first question is, does Roto plan to offer a surface-mounted hinge for aluminum windows, which allows for radius top units and enhanced weight carrying?
That's a good question. Johnny, any thoughts?
At this time, no, but that doesn't mean we can't explore that idea. We don't get a lot of requests for in regards to rounded top windows. However, if we do have a process in place where if we get enough interest, we can certainly explore that. But at this time, we do not.
Yeah, we do have a formal RFQ process that is funneled from our sales team into our research and development team here in Chester. So whoever happened to have that question, if you'd like to contact your local salesperson directly and have a further conversation, it can be taken from that point. So, thank you.
And they also asked, other than air and water, what kind of window testing does Roto offer?
That's a great question. We offer structural testing with our test wall, design pressure. We also offer, beyond that, cycle testing for hinges. And we also offer salt fog testing to test corrosion of our products. Yeah, those are our testing capabilities.
Right. On slide 19, you talked about awning operators. What size hinge does Roto recommend for awning applications?
I'm sorry, say that again.
On slide 19, you talked about awning operators. What size hinge does Roto recommend for awning applications?
Excellent question. We've tested our operators and hinge combinations in-house for many years, and we've established that the best combination for awning operators is the 14-inch hinge, unless the awning height is so small it can't accept the 14 hinge. In that case, you'd use the 10-inch hinge. So in all cases, specify the 14-inch hinge with the awning.
Slide 26 refers to a hybrid casement. Can the Euro style hinge fit in a typical casement profile?
That particular hinge, the Zinio NT-Zinio hinge, cannot fit in your standard North American casement profile. It requires a Euro groove in order to make it work. So it requires a custom profile. Great question.
How has the global supply chain issues affected Roto?
That's another good question, Amanda. I'll take that one. There's been tremendous pressure applied over the last 2 years to virtually every company in our industry. We've all had the good fortune of having demand be very high, but with that has come challenges. We, first of all, have invested significant resources internally to our manufacturing capabilities and our warehouse footprint, as well as personnel. So we have grown our footprint from an infrastructure standpoint over the last 2 years. In regards to supply chain specifically, we are carrying more inventory today than we ever had previously. We work with all of our suppliers, whether they be local or overseas, and we have Kanban set up everywhere that are helping to keep lead times stable for our customers overall. Any of you that we are currently doing business with know that the last 12 months has been a trying period for casement hardware. I think we're turning a corner and we're becoming much more healthy, and we're coming back to the level of delivery service performance that our customers expect. Great question.
Are all of your stainless products made with 300 series material?
That's another great question. I can tell you, yes, we offer a premium product, so we do not compromise when it comes to our stainless materials. Also, so we use a 300 grade stainless material on all of our products. all of our standard products, and everything that's offered in a powder coated version, we match that same product in a stainless steel version.
And just to follow on John's comments, that allows us to go to the market with confidence in our coastal performance package of hardware for casement and awning windows, because our tie bars, our operator arms, our hinge arms and tracks, we can offer all in 300 series stainless steel.
Right, well, so far, that's all the questions I have in chat.
Very good, Amanda. Great. Well, again, I want to thank everybody for joining us. Again, this will be, has been recorded, will be loaded onto Roto North America's YouTube channel. Everybody that visited with us today will receive a follow-up link. And in addition, we'll receive a very brief survey. Your participation with that will help us enhance our future webinar sessions. So thank you all.
Would it be possible to send this presentation over to us, email?
Absolutely. We can send it over in PDF form if you'd like.
Yeah, that's will be super helpful. So we can
just if you would, I don't see who is making the comment. So if you would let Amanda know your email, that would be fantastic.
I will do. And I'm sorry, I missed that the Q&A part. There's couple questions from Integra.
Please.
Is it possible to receive a list of those new articles with new products to know their, like all those numbers also as well when they will become available? This is first question. And the second question is about jigs. We're new manufacturing and we need lots of jigs, different types of jigs. How do we order them? Do we order jigs itself from you guys, or you can provide drawings and we can order somewhere else? How that would work?
How we like to typically work it, and thank you again for becoming a new customer with us. We appreciate that very much. I believe Pat Donnelly is the salesperson that you're working with. It all starts with Pat. So Pat, as the article numbers become available for the new products, Pat will be able to share those directly with you. In regards to jigs, John Chaya will work directly with your team in regards to your profile and specify and build the correct jigs for your particular application. And again, all of that communication should start between yourself and Pat Donnelly, who will then conduit back here to John Chaya.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Anybody else before we close out? Excellent. Thank you all and have a great day.